Do you have somebody that's in charge of your KPI? It definitely is very well worth it to hire a virtual assistant who really love numbers. For me, is I let them own that department. I know that we're very busy, right? We're very busy with our life, right? And our business. One thing that we usually will forget or miss is like, okay, can we hire an in-house accountant to ensure that our bills is done right, our chart of accounts done right? What is the in, what is the out, kind of like what you say, Billy, like all the KPI, right? Tony, I know you're kind of new with this, right? I know, some of the people that's on the call here today are new business owners, but I just want you to know that it definitely is very well worth it to hire a virtual assistant who really love numbers, who are, like we call it this personality, the C personality type of people, who really just love number, and they just kind of track the numbers. Where is, and again, we talk about it with my team too, right? The question that it keep coming back to me is, are you tracking your numbers? If you are, great. If not, what can we do to help you to do that, right? Well, $200 a week, for you to see your KPI, would that give you the return, right? On Business Mastery, Tony obviously talk about, tracking your numbers, right? But the key is, are you managing your KPI, right? And KPI could be very simple. You can start with, what is your gross profit? What is your net profit, right? What is your gross profit? What is your net profit, right? How much do you really, how much are you really making? How much do you really make, right? And afterwards is obviously, how do you make those money, right? How many sales calls do you have, right? How many sales calls do you have? And then will be every sales call, right? How many percentage are they that you have closed up, right? And what is the average transaction that you have per sale that make it into this gross profit? It's obviously how much money does it cost you to earn this client, right? How much money does it cost you to earn this client, right? And again, this can be all baby step, right? It could be just starting with gross profit, net profit, that's it. Because sometimes, I know sometimes I'm trying to do like my 20 checkpoint KPI, and at the end it take me like 6 months just to create it because it's very detailed, right? But again, then when you go back to the sales side, where do you get those sales from? Where do you get those sales from? I know that for me, 95% of them are all Tony Robbins platform. Maybe 5% is like Facebook, posting, and things like that, right? And then out of the 95%, right now I have about 80% that is actually literally Plaid referral Plaid, and I have 20% that is Plaid refer other people that is like Plaid but is not Plaid, right? Like I know Amy is not Plaid, Tony is not Plaid, Cecilia is not Plaid, right? The rest of you guys are all obviously Plaids, right? So are you utilizing your virtual assistant to track your numbers? I do. Okay, we do use CRM systems, and which we talked about it a couple weeks ago, right? We talked about Monday. We're trying to switch to Monday, but it doesn't seem like we're very successful at it, to be honest. My team really like Airtable, and we're looking into Smartsheet right now to see whether we can do that or not. I don't know whether you all know this or not. And again, my virtual assistant who is researching that. Again, when you're looking for virtual assistant, right, especially Tony and Billy and some of you guys that are new, I know the norm is let's look for somebody that's experienced in the skill set. But for me, I really believe in the characteristic and the mindset of the person and not the skill set of the person. But I would strongly suggest that if you guys are new, right, if you guys really wanted to scale your business to the next level without using AI, right, a virtual assistant who have IT background would be one of the best investment you ever have. Because again, they can set up your Calendly, they can set up your Zoom account, right? They can set up your ClickFunnels, right? They can set up your email sequencing with MailChimp, right? They can set up all these things so that they can scale your business in such a high level. And I think everybody should have one. Once in a while, I know that we actually, as a client, we get into the mindset of, man, I don't have 40 hours for them to do. I only have 20. So I only want to hire somebody for 20 hours, or I'm not ready to hire someone. But imagine how many more things that you kind of want to do that you don't have the time to figure it out. Give it to them. Let them figure it out. Because if it's a failed project, at least it's not failing on your timeline. So whenever you're delegating something to your virtual assistant, just kind of what Tony said, don't just delegate, but leverage. And my definition of it, right? Everybody can put in their definition a little bit here. But for me is I let them own that department, own that position, whatever you want to call it. I let them know that they own the position. I will never check into it. If the tasks are not done, it is their fault and not my fault. And this might be a new concept for a lot of people, because we are owners. We're supposed to own everything, right? Whether it's good or bad. But I literally let them know that it is their job to figure it out. And again, the first 2 weeks, they might not be where you want them to be honest with you, because culturally we're very different. We are much more effective than them, right? We are the business owner who has already been through a lot, right? Give them some guideline, give them some direction, right? And let them fall. Let them fall and then let them get back up, right? So ultimately, whenever you're working with, your new virtual assistant, find out why they make a mistake or find out why they are not aligned with you, right? Then you again, always talk to them about the why, figure out the why first. And then afterwards, you just kind of close the gap and then move on to the next subject. But again, like what we talked about before too, is that, don't let them go too far off. Like, don't wait for like a week later, then get the homework assignment, because, if they go to south instead of east, the direction is very different. So keep in mind on that. But again, going back to it is, do you have somebody that's in charge of your KPI? Are you in charge of KPI? Do you have somebody that's in charge of your KPI? Will your virtual assistant be the one that's in charge of your KPI? And when you hire your virtual assistant, do you have a KPI for them? Okay, and if you don't have it, I strongly encourage you to invite you to create one. So at least they know what they're striving for. It could be as simple as your KPI right now is, I want you to make sure that you work 8 hours a day. And every hour, I need you to give me an update on what you're working on. Right? One of my KPI in my company is, do you have full attendance? If you don't, why not? Right? One of my KPI is, are you enjoying your work today? I know it's weird, right? But you do enjoy your work today. If not, why not, right? Some of my KPI, right? And obviously my salespeople, my KPI for the sales department is I need to have at least 15 clients get activated every week, right? So at least they know what they're getting into. And if they don't, then I ask them, why don't you have that? What is your challenges? So the reason why we're working on CRM right now is because they said that our system, because we're growing so fast, that we need a much better system that can communicate with everybody and know what's going on. So right now we're working on the CRM. But I always ask, okay, this is where you are, right? This is where we are. This is where we want to be. How can we really close the gap?